Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Meenakshi, and with me is author Nina George from her book, Just a Miracle. And we also have one of our readers, Chitra Srinivas. Hi, Chitra, welcome.
Hey, hi Meenakshi, hi
Hi,
Nina.
Chitra.
Yeah.
So, Chitra has a impressive resume. She's from SRCC Delhi, and she's also done her master's in business economics. She's also pursued her ACS or the company secretary course and worked in various cities from Delhi to Vizag to Cochin to Chennai. And she's currently an AVP at a software company. So, an AVP company secretary. So, lovely to have you, Chitra. And like many of our other readers, you have enjoyed Nina's book called Just a Miracle. So, let's start by asking you, what was the experience of reading a book by Nina? Because you also know Nina and you have read her book.
Well, uh, I'd like to separate the author from the book because I don't want to, let the experience of reading be influenced by the author, the person who's written. That's later. So when you first started to read it, I think the first thing that struck me was that this is something I have never given a thought to. I would never, I mean, I know so many women who have gone through infertility, who have gone through the treatments. In fact, some very good friends and some colleagues, I watched them struggle through it. And I actually never gave it a thought the way Nina's given it, the thought, a shape of what are the things that so many different facets she's looked at. And, from her journey as a young girl, and it must have been so tough to face this very young, but what I really identify with is the fact that society is so unforgiving. It's so unforgiving and expects that a woman who's going through, as I said, this pain. There's so much pain in all this, but there's no realization because it's just assumed that you will get married, you'll have a baby, and there'll be no problem. Within about a month or two of getting married, people start asking, "Acha, koi news hai? Good news hai?" That kind of a thing. And so taken for granted that ho jayega, nothing. And the pain that a girl who is looking so much forward to starting a family realizes that she's not going to be able to. I mean, hats off to Nina. I known that this girl has she has a well of sympathy inside her. The kind of patience and calm that you radiate at that age. I'm sure today, if you think of it, okay, at this age probably, but I'm talking about good 25 years back. And incredible that the kind of journey she was going through. Honestly, I still feel guilty that I didn't know what she was going through when I knew her, and instead I drew on that that empathy that she had for the just another human being. And because we didn't even know each other as good friends or anything, we just met at a point of time where I was going through a personal tragedy and experiencing so much pain. And what I found in her was the kind of calm that she gave me, the acceptance, and just the fact that there's somebody who's there without any overt. I don't think we've ever had an overt discussion on what I went through. Maybe if we had, I would have found out that she was also going through something. I will always carry the guilt of not having taken that step to even ask her, how is it that you're able to be so empathetic? I should have known that there must be something inside her, but sorry, I wasn't so deep those days. I was only deep in my own own
Yeah.
pain, so I didn't realize it. But the book really impressed me in that she has taken all that pain, she put the pain across, but nowhere did I feel that this is a whining, complaining kind of book. Oh, this is happening. Oh, this is how it is. She has taken all that pain and put it into such tremendous perspective for a reader to take them through the journey of what it must have been for a young girl to start on this journey. And yes, hats off to George that he seems to have been her partner in every way. I mean, I know that she couldn't have created the kind of home that she did without full support from him too, but I think as a couple also they seem to have traversed this journey very well. And so this book is kind of, I normally don't read books like this because they tend to be either whiny, complaining books, or they tend to be preachy, telling you what to do. But I find that she has, in her own way, because that's the kind of person she is, totally, I would say totally zen. So she has managed to make this book interesting. At the same time, it's so insightful and full of, I would say, hope for a girl who's probably feeling the same in the same kind of society where she's being, uh, I mean, I don't know if it was have to happen in a North Indian home or a Marwadi home or somewhere. It would be like the guy would have been married off to somebody else. This is how it should be. And that's how the society expects things to be. So I found this book just marvelously encouraging and positive. And knowing Nina, her essence comes through in this book. The belief. I find it incredible that even her belief and faith in God, she's managed to make it sound very simple. It isn't that simple. I know how difficult it is to have faith in the face of loss, in the faith. When you have pain, it's very difficult. The first question you ask is why me? And while she has questioned why me, that why me has been done in a very, in a way that doesn't leave the reader thinking that, oh, this is a girl who was feeling lost, feeling sorry for herself. It's even in that a lot of strength comes through. So, well, the book left me really feeling that here's somebody who's, and this is not just for infertility. I think all the pain that we go through in life, it could be so many things. Life does give you a whole lot of, sometimes you slip, sometimes you tumble, but we get up, we keep walking on. So the how do you walk on after that? I think that's where Nina has given, such a lovely perspective that you can go on, you can walk on, but in every time when she's found something new to do, when she has expressed herself by way of her different hobbies, her involvement in so many things, incredible. Nina, I think it was a wonderful discovery for me because I only knew Nina for a few months, but in this book, I felt like I knew her through and through. And I'm so happy that it is somebody who can light the way for people, the youngsters who are coming up. I know she must have been already doing a lot and she probably continues to do a lot, but the book was just completely inspiring in the fact that something so, the kind of journey that couldn't have been easy has been made to look like, yes, of course, things are tough, but you can
You
walk
can
through
do
it.
it.
So
Yeah, lovely.
incredible. I actually did a pretty quick reading of the book because I
Yeah,
decided not to put it down and come
yeah.
back to it later. I decided to do it at one shot. So
Thank you, Chitra. Nina, that's like a whole lot of insight that has come from one of your readers. What do you think?
you're on mute, Nina.
Whole lot of it packed together. Yes, thank you so much for this great feedback about my book, Chitra. And I know you are associating me with the Nina whom you saw that time. And you
Yes.
don't have to feel apologetic at all for not having known what I went through, because I came to be there with you, not to discuss anything that happened between in your life or my life. I just wanted to tell you that I'm there for you. I didn't know you at all, but I just wanted
And
to
what a
listen.
marvelous way you did it. You did
Yeah.
it in such a way that I never ever could sense your pain.
And for me, I always thought that everybody in Arkonam knows my story. That is what I thought. See how we all think
Uh,
about our lives. Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, absolutely. Like
And you
what?
know what, Nina, you were probably right.
Yeah.
But like I said, I never fit into Arkonam. I
So you never
never
knew.
ever got into, I mean, other
Yeah.
than you and Nandita, I never spoke to anyone very much. And I think everybody knew that it was difficult to gossip with me. So I would normally not know what was happening.
Yeah.
So
So how we perceive things. Like for me, I thought everybody in Arkonam, being a small naval base, everybody knew that Nina doesn't have a child. That was I've told many times that was her identity. So I
hmm.
thought even this lady may be knowing, but I just want to go and sit with her. I don't want to tell her what happened to her, what happened to me. I just wanted to be there. Okay. So, Chitra, many times I found that when we all look at another person, we don't even come to know, or we don't even think that they might be struggling to make both ends meet in terms of emotions. They might be
Yes.
struggling to sit in front of you, or they might be struggling to put up a smile. Many times we don't realize that. So this book is meant for that. This book is meant to tell people, don't judge a book by its cover at all.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very nice.
True. True.
Chitra said something very interesting. She started, of course, by saying that I don't really want to confuse between the writing and the author itself. But since it's her personal story, it's very difficult to separate the two. It is her personal story, but it comes with insights. Chitra, one of the things that you said is it's very insightful, right? I want you to tell me a couple of insights. I know you have talked about how people are judgmental and how you can cope with it. Are there any other insights which you feel have been, very, very key and crucial to you when you were reading the book?
I think one was her, you know, faith in God. It took me a long time to reach where she reached faster. I totally felt that I could identify any one of those, when you feel that God is not listening to me, or but I found that the one thing that differentiated what she went through and what she did, I think the entire book, the underlying faith never wavered. Even at the most adverse point. So that for me was, uh, and the way she's put it across is something that, most of the times when you think of faith and God, you would think that uh, it's either there or it's not there. And then it takes, for some people, it's a journey that takes time. And even Nina's journey, I think it must have, it would have changed over a period of time. But what I get from the book is that while it might have changed, it seems to have been one, singular thread running through her life in every part, I think. And that for me was really insightful because I have struggled with faith a lot. I have, it's taken me a long time to reach a stage where I've accepted a lot of things, and my faith in God is now something I don't think anything would shake. But I totally felt that her faith in God and the way she's narrated it, because I can tell you, if you are a youngster and you're reading something like this, there's one thing that's very difficult to get the youngsters to think about is God and faith, because to them that seems like such an abstract thing and not something you can lay your hands on, and hence not something within their reach. It's not there is no instant gratification, right? Faith doesn't give you results the next day. But I think Nina has put it across in such a way that a youngster reading it is not going to feel that, oh, I have to take my beads and start praying, or I have to. She has put it across in such a nice way, and uh, her own insights, she has put them across in a general way which I think everybody can identify. Everybody can, even a younger person who is going to find it, because I know every day you struggle with explaining faith and God to the youngsters. When they see you praying, they would say, come on, won't you be rather getting up and doing? Maybe you'll achieve something more. But I like the insights that she's brought into faith in a way that it doesn't feel like it's going to weigh you down, and it's something that means that you have to be doing XYZ every day so that you finally are where you are as far as God is concerned. So this to me was
Beautiful.
one of the most insightful things. And then of course, knowing her and the fact that I think she is a person, she's beautiful from inside and outside, and she beautifies the place around her. The aura that she manages to create. So, all her hobbies, the things that she has managed to, get involved in and do, each one of those, I don't know if anybody, going through something today will understand that even that to me is a lot like praying to God. When you do something, you create something beautiful, and you actually express yourself in such ways. So, well, these are a few things which really struck me, that this, these are the things that somebody reading, because this book reading by an older person is going to be different from when a young person reads it. They're the ones who need it more, because they are the ones who probably be going through the same kind of journey. So it was, I think, incredible that she has woven faith in such a, very easy and light-hearted manner. At the same time, the message that comes across is so powerful. So it's going to resonate with people without their realizing it. There isn't an overt show of faith of God or whatever, but it's like seamlessly woven through the narration, so that it's just everywhere in the book, but in a very, very acceptable way. So, Nina, I think you've done a very great job of writing a book which would not have been easy, and it could have become a heavy reading, which you would say, oh, let me just keep it aside because I need to absorb. But this is something you have managed to avoid that pitfall. And here's a book that you can pick up and read and breeze through and still have all these insights, hit you somewhere along the way.
Yeah. Chitra said something really interesting, which I thought we should talk about just a little bit. She said it may be easier for an older person to absorb it, but for younger people, one is, of course, let's start with the topic itself, Chitra. The topic definitely is a topic not talked about in society. So in many ways, it's sensitive, it's taboo. But you'll agree that Nina has handled a topic which is very sensitive, with a lot of sensitivity also, but with a lot of ease. Older people still find it difficult, in fact, to talk about this topic. In my knowledge, younger people are accepting the subject a little bit better. They're more ready to talk.
When I make that statement, it was not the accepting of infertility or fertility treatments. It was more because it's not really material to an older person at this point in time, right? When you're older, but someone who's younger. And while today infertility is not a taboo topic and youngsters are probably open to discussing it, I don't think the feelings or the pain is any different today than what it would have been so many years back, because the loss, the pain, the inability, the frustrations are all going to be the same. And which is why I think that to be able to write a book which the younger people will be able to read and absorb the fact that it's your faith in yourself, in God, and your dedication to whatever you want to achieve. So it's just look at the fact that despite all that, I know that this girl has done million things. She has never just sat back and wallowed in despair.
Self-pity.
And it would have been so, it is the easiest thing to do. Ask me, there are days when you don't even want to get up. You don't want to face the world. So those are the kind of things I meant, that it's, an older person will read it and accept that faith and God is all that, because if you already reached there, whereas younger people take a long time to reach there. And I just feel that reading this book would give them the fact that they can do something like this, they can go through something like this. And faith is something that you build up in yourself, because God may be something exterior, when you talk about, going to a place to pray or something. But when you have to find the faith within yourself and believe, like the way she has, and hung on to it for so many years, I think that's what I meant when I said it's something that the youngster would be able to read. For them, definitely. Preaching is something that they will not be able to do, right?
Absolutely. In fact, another point which you had brought out earlier, which I just wanted to, elaborate on a bit on, was insensitivity. You said when you were going through a trying time, one thing which struck out was people didn't know what to say. And it doesn't matter what age they are. They just don't develop that empathy, or situations don't allow that empathy to develop. Nina's book talks a lot about being sensitive to people who are going through any coping, mechanism, coping issue, right? So infertility being one of them. So Chitra, her handling of it is what she personally did, be there. What are the other things that you feel this book kind of encourages people to do when they see someone else going through a loss or a difficulty?
Well, I would say there's nothing greater than what Meena did, because just being there is probably the one thing that anyone going through uh, any kind of painful experience requires. And actually, you don't even know it. So there's so many times that, well-wishers, your own relatives, good friends, want to come and talk about it. I mean, I can go through, an instance when I had gone through my personal tragedy and somebody had come to visit to talk about what had happened. And we had another visitor at home who decided that, let's not keep talking about this tragic event, which is making so, and was an excellent conversationalist. And so for the half an hour, 45 minutes that these people were there, the kept the conversation going in other areas. So when the couple who had come to meet us and, talk to us about it, when they left, they said, we came for something else, but then we never really managed to get around to talking about that. So I don't know who was hurt more, me or them, that they couldn't. But in the end, all that matters to me, to my mind, simple things like I will always remember the people who just thought of me and came. Whether they knew what to say or they said the wrong thing, doesn't matter. They cared enough to come. I think that just being there, and sometimes, yes, you may say the wrong things. You don't realize what the other person is being sensitive to, So it's difficult. It is very difficult. But I think if there is complete, the reason for you being there for them comes from a place of love and care, I don't think it can ever be mistake. It can never be. So you can never go
Absolutely.
wrong. Absolute caring, and caring gets expressed in many ways. It doesn't have to be in words. It doesn't have to be in some specific outlined manner. So like
Yeah.
what Meena did for me was something so simple, which probably even she might not have realized the extent to which it mattered to me, that 25 years down the line, I carry those memories of those few months so strongly in my
Yeah.
mind,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's, I think, caring for people, caring for the well-being of people can never go wrong.
That's what counts.
You will always be right if you care.
Yeah. So I think this is one instance where the book and the author are so much in rhythm.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's why there is something very, very deep when someone writes a memoir. What she's written is a very personal journey, right?
Yeah.
And in that personal journey, she's also talked about topics which I'm talking about sensitivity. Some topics are topics which, I mean, the overlying topic itself is a sensitive topic, but even the detailing is sensitive. Like there are instances where she talks about how relatives did point to the fact that this is the time when a guy would think of another woman, having another wife. And then there
Exactly.
are points where she actually lays bare the intimate moments of a marriage, which in this case are all focused on fertility, right? On
Hmm.
having a baby. Chitra, when you were going through a book of such a sensitive nature, you are, of course, a professional and, these topics are very important to talk about. Um, what struck you most about the way in which the author has handled it?
What struck me most is her complete honesty and freshness. I don't think uh, she hasn't used very bombastic language. She hasn't tried, as I said, she hasn't tried to preach. This plain, honest speaking, and from the heart. She has,
Yeah,
whatever she has written is from the heart. See, it's very easy to write books, but to write a book which people can actually sit and read and identify with the experiences or the narrative, it requires a lot of honesty. And I would say that honesty that shines through the entire book is
yeah,
all about what Meena is. And I think, as I started with saying, I don't want to confuse the author and the book, but then the author and the book in this are
are
so
merging.
intricately, yes, absolutely. Because it's not
Yeah,
just personal experiences, it's also the personality of the author that is coming through and through in the book, right? Like I said,
yeah,
the faith, the ability to be empathetic to others despite going through whatever she's going through. So a whole lot of it is honesty. And like what I said about caring, the fact that she cares about anything and everything. And I think that just shines through the book, the
Absolutely,
caring
absolutely.
person that she is. So,
Yeah.
well, we come back. I started
Yeah.
with, I don't want to, make this thing
No,
between,
that's
but
okay.
the
Yeah.
book and the author are
Yeah. One. They are one.
absolutely inextricable from each other. So,
Yeah.
so
Actually, it's
anyway,
more or
Nina,
less
it
a
is great book. Yeah, great. Thoroughly enjoyed your journey because,
yeah,
like I said, you made something painful. Uh, I
inspiring.
wouldn't say
Yeah.
an enjoyable experience, but something that you could go through without feeling,
Yeah.
low or depressed. You kept it that such a way that that positivity was there throughout the book. Somewhere you always get the feeling, when you read a book, you want to read the end, so you know that something good is going to happen or something bad is going to happen. In this, there was a goodness. I think Nina's goodness shines through the entire book.
Absolutely. Very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said. That though she starts by saying, why me? But
Yeah.
the journey itself is like self-care and
Yeah.
acceptance, and and then of course at the end the insights and so on. Okay, so Chitra, you were telling us about all the things which you feel are going to be very useful about the book. So before we wrap up today's session, Chitra, I just want to ask you if you had to recommend or suggest this book to somebody, particularly somebody younger, what would you
Mhm.
say are the reasons for reading it?
Uh, One plain simple thing would be how to stay focused on your goal. And that is something that youngsters would identify with. Because if I gave them something abstract like, oh, this will, reinforce your faith in life, in God, and all that, they may not. But how to stay focused on your goal. And while you're being focused on that goal, not to let go of all the other things that happen in life, the fun, the laughter, the pain, the joy, the tragedy, everything which all put together makes life. Because when you're young, you think it's all got to be just one big party. It cannot be anything else. So I would say the main message that would probably go out to the youngsters and should go out to them is how to stay focused on your goal. But while you are focused on the goal, how do you live life to the fullest? And when we say live life to the fullest to the youngsters, for them it means how wired are you, how how nerdy, how many gadgets and all that stuff. But this book has just simply not touched on anything other than just how to live graciously, gracefully, and aspire and work towards what you want, your life goal. So I think Nina has written a timeless book. I would say it doesn't matter which generation reads it. I think each person is going to take the same message but for a different circumstances. It's all your circumstances are different, but the basics of what you need to do in life to actually achieve, to stay focused on a goal and yet not let go of the simple pleasures of life. So I think that is the message that should go out to the youngsters.
Thank you so much. That sounds just beautiful and perfect. Nina, any thoughts for your reader? I mean, she's such a insightful reader of your book. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you are a very honest reader, very clear,
Thank you.
very clear in what you wanted to speak. So it's a great feedback, definitely, yes. And like, I always wanted to write this book in a very simple way because I love reading books which don't need a dictionary along with it. I love books
Exactly.
that are
Yeah.
simple to read and easy to. I love reading books in one go. I don't like to keep, folding the pages and keeping a bookmark and keeping the book on with me for many days. So, what I loved, I wanted to create. And
And you did. You managed it.
thank you,
I
thank
read
you.
it in one go.
And another thing is, like you said, I didn't want this book to be a book of complaints and, my God, I went to, oh my God, oh poor me. I didn't want that.
Mm.
I didn't want that. I wanted this book to be, yes, I did go through this, and this is how I live my life. I just wanted to tell people, in spite of all these things, this is how we manage life. I mean, when I say I live my life, it is because of George that I could live my life like that. For sure, for sure. And he was my biggest strength to go through all these things. And again, everything that I created, there was someone to appreciate.
Mm.
Though I was very
True.
talented, though I'm talented and if I made things and he never appreciated, I wouldn't have ever made it again. Right?
True,
So
true.
there was somebody
Yeah.
to appreciate, so I kept on making. So my talents came to my head. So I want to tell people, if you have any talents out there which is hidden, take it out. You can still, enjoy your life. You don't have to
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
complaining about things. So this is what I
So
wanted.
Nina, one thing is for sure, you had a hidden talent as an author, and it has finally come out.
So yes,
And the result is that when people like Chitra, or when I meet so many of your readers, we appreciate it. It'll encourage you to keep writing,
of course.
to keep spreading hope and inspiration. And we wish you all the very best on this journey, which is called Just a Miracle. Chitra, thank you so much for joining us. What a pleasure it's been to have you with us. And yeah, good luck. Keep reading and keep spreading the message of positivity for everybody.
Thank you, Nina.
Absolutely. And yes, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Great book, Nina, and
Thank you so much.
all the best.
Thank
Keep
you so
spreading
much.
the good cheer.
Thank you so much.
Your positivity needs to find, place in every young person's heart.
Thank you. Thank you
That's
so
true.
much. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, both of you, for this lovely chat.
Bye-bye.
Same here. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.